And
Hello. Half of my face is numb. Good to see you. I went to the dentist and I had an injection in my gum and now I look like I had a stroke and it's very hot. It's very alluring. I think I'm setting off a new trend in the world. So be prepared to see all the girls walking around with a Quasimodo face. It's gonna be all the rage soon, I'm telling you. I am a trendsetter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I went home early today, so I was on the train at like, I'm gonna say like 3:34, and there were so many private school boys on the train, and oh my goodness, do some things not change? I don't know if like the body spray that they sprayed was like Lynx Africa, but it was something to that effect. And it was just so I was listening to this conversation these kids were having. I was like, oh god. It could be like the year, you know, it could be like 2008, it could be 2018, it doesn't matter. These kids don't change. They really don't. Hello, Ricochet. Oh, wah. Hello, Delta. So yeah, numb face. I tried to have a drink and I like spilt it all over myself because I couldn't feel my lips. It was yeah. So now I'm dehydrated and I'm cranky. I'm very cranky. It's funny because I saw a few guys like look at the good side of my face and then I like turned my head and they saw like the weird side of my face and they were kind of like, ugh, and it was funny. How am I? I'm all right, Kylan. I am all right. I'm just whinging. I'm just being a sook because yeah, I had a numb face from the dentist because I had a bit of like enamel erosion at the back of one of my teeth because apparently some of the medications that I'm on can cause that. It wasn't a cavity or anything, but the dentist wanted to be like really proactive about it. She was like, well, you're still young, so we should drill it a little bit. And they put like some type of synthetic enamel on it. So she had to do that and set it. But I don't know, they gave me a needle, I guess, because maybe it hurts when they drill like, they drilled a little bit of the erosion away and then they put the stuff on there, which is annoying because I went a really long time without ever having like any fillings or anything done. I was like proud of it. I used to tell everybody, I've never had a cavity. I've never, that's what I was proud of. Oh, and last time I went to the dentist, the time before, the dentist was like, oh, he's like, you don't need to clean. I don't need to clean them. You have such good oral hygiene. So I was going around boasting to all my friends about how good my oral hygiene is. Thank you. Those are the things that I am proud of in life. It's like, yeah, I have good oral hygiene. But my face looks normal now, so it's I don't know, like the whole left side of my face was sagging, so people probably thought I like had a stroke or something. It was bizarre because I've never had that happen before. I've never had a needle to numb my face, so it was interesting. It was funny. But yeah, I was listening to these private school kids have a chat. I think they got off the train at like 7 Yarraville, but I was like listening to these kids. They got on in the city, and it was funny. It was so funny. Cause they could have been like high school kids from like any era, really. It's just teenage boys, I guess. Teenage boys. Super funny. I won't repeat what they said because I don't think it's what they were talking about, because I don't think it's appropriate for the internet. But yeah, you guys have been. It would have given you an anxiety attack. There are some teenage boys that go to my gym and they're like, they'll just walk up to you and hit on you. And I'm like, I'm old enough to be your mother. Can you go that way, please? Thank you. Thank you. Go away. It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. I don't know. I think they watch too much porn and stuff, and they're used to like, I think like the average age of like women in porn is like mid-20s. So if you look like you're early 20s, mid-20s, they're like, oh yeah. Like, I don't know. I just think they all have porn brain. That's what they want. It's very weird. Anyway. Spelling bee. Oh, and there was like a teacher from like another private school on the train, and you could tell he like wanted to say something to them, but it was from a different private school. It wasn't their one. I don't know what all the blazers are, but these blazers were like bright blue with like yellow stripes. I don't know which private school that is. But what's with the color schemes? Why are they so gaudy? Why are they so harsh on the eyes? It's like, you have all this money, can't you choose a nice color scheme? I would make like a goth one. We'll have it all gothy. Oh, I can make the word goth. Look. Anyway. Our letters are U, L, A, H, O, and G, and we have to use the letter T. Let's write goth. Yay. It always has to be two colors that look shit together. Yeah, it does. And Wesley College, that school has the worst, that purple color. And purple is like one of my favorite colors, but I don't know, it just looks shit. Just looks shit, like sort it out. I would just have like black and white or black and gray or something like that. Purple and black would be sick. Some of them look like Cadbury's. Some of them look like they're I think it's Wesley College that looks like a Cadbury's. They look like a Cadbury's wrapper. I'm like, chocolate. Gothala, a more goth Dracula. What are my feelings about red? I like red. I do like red. I like an oxblood red, like a very gothy, like oxblood red. I rock a lot of that. I do like that. I have to have colors that make me look like I could secretly, you know, be a vampire. Those are colors I like to do. It's always like a contrasting color with black, or it's just black. I don't really like dress like very gothy these days, but you can tell like that I used to be goth, if that makes sense. You could tell like I used to be very goth. I don't know, you know, you gotta conform to the office. You have to be a functional member of society, as much as it sucks. And also, I just don't have the energy. It's so much effort to put together outfits. We need goth office spaces. Yeah. It would be good. It would be good. Imagine a goth social worker just waltzing up to your house to like ask if they can check on your kids. Be like, fuck off, Morticia. I can imagine going out and like some guy with a mullet, freaking with a ciggy hanging out his mouth, like, fuck off, Morticia. Why don't you mind your own fucking business? I mean, nah. Nah, cops say I have to come. I'll call the cops, all right? Let me in. He's like, no, I'm not inviting you in because you're a vampire and you can't come in unless I invite you. I'm just imagining me having a conversation with like Dazza, this fictional guy that I just made up in my head. Fuck off, Morticia, you can't. Is the Adams house safe for children? You feel like they get decapitated a lot? Yeah, but that's what that family likes. They electrocute each other. They use each other for target practice. Yeah, his name is Gomez. The boy's name is Gomez. What do you mean, huh? There's Wednesday and Gomez. They're the kids. There's Morticia and... I don't remember the dad's name. Then there's Uncle Fester. Then there's... Oh, in the... What is my favorite goth media? I grew up watching a lot of, like, older stuff. Not, like, old stuff, but, like, color stuff. But I grew up watching, like, I love Tim Burton. Like, I absolutely pretty much love everything Tim Burton did. Edward Scissorhands and The Crow definitely made me have a certain taste. Well, didn't make me, but they certainly influenced me to have a very certain type of man that I would date. when I was younger. So I do blame some movies for giving me bad tasting men, because yeah, like musicians and those types of guys, they're always like assholes typically, and that was very much my type. So Cousin It is the best. Yeah, so I love The Crow. I love Edward Scissorhands. I've watched that a million times. I don't know if this is classified as like a gothic, but I love the Del Toro movie, Pan's Labyrinth. I really love that. It's very dark. I don't know if it would be classified as gothic. Oh, I love, this is pretty contemporary too. I think it's only about 10 or 15 years old. Might even be. And I might even be newer than that, but if you know the French actress Eva Green, she did a series called Penny Dreadful, and it's so good. That's really gothic. That's like set in Victorian times. Nightmare Before Christmas, not really my jam so much. But yeah, most Tim Burton stuff. Eva Green is so gorgeous. She's so absolutely stunning. I love her. I love her so much. I don't like most actresses because I don't know, they kind of seem like vacant social climbing. Like, I don't know, they just seem really fake in interviews. They just seem like they're trying to be like, really, I'm just so quirky and likable. And I'm like, yeah, sure you are. Sure you are. Love, I don't trust you. But she's just stunning. Did I see the one with the House of Lost Kids? Oh, that's a Tim Burton one. Are you talking about Miss Pendergrain's Home for Peculiar Children? That's a Tim Burton movie. Cause she was dating Tim Burton for a while, I think. I was like, ooh, that's hot. Yeah, I liked that movie. But apparently no one else liked it. Because I was like, yay, they're going to make a sequel and I'm going to go see it. Because Eva Green's in it and I love her. And then they just didn't make any sequels. So I was disappointed. Whenever I like something, it always gets cancelled after one season. It's like, oh, don't get into anything until it's finished production, because otherwise they're gonna it's gonna get cancelled. I can't say the word cancelled. Or like when you're talking about local government, I'm always like cancel. It's like very Western Sydney way of saying it comes out. Van Helsing, the one with Hugh Jackman, popped up in your head for some reason. I'll show you which one's really good. And I don't know, maybe just because like a lot of people in there were very bangable and so I liked it. But I just thought this was really, really good. Oh, it's from 2014. So not that old. Can we watch a trailer from that, or will we get DMCA'd for a trailer? Can we watch a trailer? Let's try. Let's try and watch a trailer. This is for season 1. Season 2 has witches in it, and like they go to the Wild West. It's set in like Victorian era, but most of the seasons are sort of like Dickensian-esque, like London. It's very...
Do you believe there is a demi-monde? A half-world between what we know and what we fear. A place in the shadows, rarely seen but deeply felt. Where some unfortunate souls are cursed to live always.
That sounds like a warning.
It's an invitation.
There's not much storyline going on in this trailer.
Where is your master? Right behind you.
Anyway, the trailer actually refreshed my mind about some of the storylines. So there's a storyline with Dorian Gray in it. He's like, you know, the local libertine that has like, you know, yeah, he's just like a local libertine that's like very flamboyant, has like a lot of gay orgies at his like, you know, London mansion or whatever. So, and then there's like Dr. Jekyll, like Jekyll and Hyde. There's one of those lines. There's like a Frankenstein. There's obviously a vampire plot line. it's very like Mary Shelley-esque. It's so Penny Dreadfuls were these, I guess the closest thing you could say is like a comic book. They were comic books that they used to sell in Victorian London for a penny. That's why they're called Penny Dreadfuls. And they were like short horror stories. And so that's why the show is called Penny Dreadful. Because yeah, people have been buying like graphic novels since like Victorian England, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's just really cool. The cinematography is really good. It's got a lot of good actors in it. And I could just watch Eva Green do anything, honestly. I would just watch her read the phone book. It's a problem that I have. But I really want to be her friend. I think we would get along so well. So it's like a collection of those. Yeah, let's look up exactly. But they're like, yeah, short stories with like pictures. So essentially like a short graphic novel or like a comic book, and they cost a penny. Because I'm just going from memory, so I probably am not saying it. A penny dreadful was a type of inexpensive serialized story popular in Britain during the 19th century, often featuring sensational and violent content like crime, adventure, and gothic horror. They were called penny dreadfuls because they typically cost a penny and were known for their lurid and melodramatic storylines. Ooh, yeah. Let's go get some. Sounds... People have always been little freaks, and I love that about us. We never change. We just find new ways to be little freaks. And I like that about humanity. Go us. They've got some examples like of what they look like. So they're essentially like little comics of like little kids murdering their parents and stuff. They should make a gender-bent Dr. Jekyll where a girl drinks a potion, becomes buff, and has sex. Oh, okay, I'm not reading that out pseudomastic. But yeah, you could write that yourself, I think. You could ask ChatGPT to make it for you. Oh, I forgot we were doing the puzzle, the spelling bee. I'm so good at getting sidetracked. I was gonna make the word thought. It's not a word. It's a misogynistic slur. How dare you, sir? Even though I'm the one that said it. You would pay a penny for that? Yeah, I forgot about that show. I'm gonna rewatch it. That was hot. There were so many hot people in that show. Did I see? No, I can't even say it. No, I didn't see the Count Olaf movie. I've been having a lot of trouble pronouncing words lately. And the dentist said that there's something wrong with my jaw. So I have to go back to the orthodontist and see what's wrong with my jaw. She's like, yeah, that's why you can't talk properly. And I'm like, oh, I thought I was just dumb. But yeah, I've just been having trouble moving my jaw properly, so. Hello, Dango. But I do have like very severe arthritis, so I wonder if it's like affected my jaw. I do grind my teeth a lot as well. I did get braces a few years ago. I did get like adult braces because obviously my parents couldn't afford to get any sort of dental work done when I was a kid. Which is like lucky that I have like genetically good teeth because I never had any cavities or anything because I didn't go to the dentist as a kid. I think I went to the dentist once when I was 7 and then the next time I went, I was 21. So, whoopsie. Thank you, parents. Thank you for taking care of me. I appreciate it. But I probably should have got braces when I was a teenager. Though and although, ooh, that's good. Oh yeah, the crossword. I'm so out of it today. Oh, goat and gloat. Those would have been good. Did I say hi to Dango? If I didn't say hi to you, Dango, I meant to. Hello, Dango. I don't know. I can't remember what I did 5 seconds ago. But yeah, no, I didn't see the one with Johnny Depp's daughter and the guy from Skins in it. I did not see that. I have seen the original black and white one though. I used to watch a lot of those movies when I was a kid. But yeah, oh, speaking of gothic literature, I know I've probably already bitched about this, but you forget that's his daughter. I know, it makes me feel uncomfortable. How is that the way you remember it? How is the way that I remember what? Now I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? British bye-bye. I don't know, is that a punch in the face? Rewind. Yeah. So I was about to say something and oh, speaking of gothic literature, I think I've already spoken about this, but Margot Robbie's little stupid studio that she has to make her vanity projects where she casts herself as you know, the leads in all of her movies. They're making Wuthering Heights, right? They're making Wuthering Heights, which fine, whatever. Like, there's been a lot of movie adaptations and like mini-series adaptations of Wuthering Heights, but she cast herself as Kathy. And she cast like this other Australian guy who like, I don't know his name. He's in that Euphoria show, which I've never seen because it looks, I don't know. It just looks gratuitous for no reason. It's like, it doesn't look like it has a storyline. It just has like lots of boobies in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's really got much going for it. But she cast, you met Margot in a pub in Dalby once before she was famous. Cool, I guess. But look, my point is Kathy dies at age 19 in the book. Margot Robbie is not convincing as anyone playing anyone under 40. No offense to her. She looks great. Good for her. Like, not saying anything about her appearance. But, yeah. Kathy dies at 19 in the book. Obviously, like, you know, there's Kathy's ghost and yada, yada, yada. But she dies at 19 in the book. And she's not blonde. And stills have been leaked of the movie. And she has blonde hair. We're talking about the movie adaptation of Wuthering Heights currently. That is what we are talking about. History by Ree. Yeah, so I do find that annoying. I do find that disrespectful. I do find that disrespectful to all the goth literature girls out there. Gothic literature girls, it's offensive. British bye-bye. I don't know. Should I know how they say goodbye? I don't know. Hearty gulp. Don't know. It's been called the City of Light and the City of Love. Probably Paris. Clark, aka Superman. Oh, Clark Kent. Comedically risky. Oh, Tata. Oh, they do say Tata. Why is that so funny? Baking measurement abbreviation. Teaspoon. Unable to sleep. Awake? Sleepy. Tired? An extraordinary process whereby you become the person you always should have been, per David Bowie. Pig's home is a sty. Oh, edgy. This is edgy. Comedically risky. Is this aging? Well, there you go. There you go. We did it. That was a weird one. That was definitely a weird one. But yeah, I don't know, like why remake something like Wuthering Heights just to like bugger it up, just to have people with like Instagram face, you know, in there. I just don't understand. Sigh. Connections. Let's play Connections. Pearl Jam. I see Pearl Jam. Pom Pom Filter. Oh yeah, I should say the rules of the game in case sometimes there's like people lurking that don't know the rules. So there are 16 words. There are 4 categories, and we have to put groups of 4 words together that might constitute a category and guess. And if we've guessed correctly, it'll tell us what the category is. So good times. Pearl, jam, pom-pom, filter, pipe cleaner, feathers, fix, tamper, pea, willing, guzzle, mess, lighter, pickle, sad, and mothball. Jam, pickle. Nah, I thought I was onto something. I was thinking about preserves. Jam, pickle. But there's nothing else. Wah, 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 wah. In a jam, in a pickle, in a mess, in a fix. Ooh, that works. In a jam, in a pickle. Mess. Fix. Predicament. Yay. Good job. Has anyone listened to any new music lately? Is there something going on with fuzzy stuff too? Ooh, possibly. Pipe cleaners are fuzzy. Pom-poms are fuzzy? I don't know. My dentist was so funny today. She was bitching about the busker. She was bitching about the busker outside because he kept on playing the same song over and over again. And she was like, "You've been listening to Amel and the Sniffers." Oh, I love Amy, the chick from Amel and the Sniffers. I love her. I would be friends with her. She's so cute. She's so absolutely adorable. Yeah, they toured with the Smashing Pumpkins. Was it last year or the year before? I don't know. But they toured with the Smashing Pumpkins. And Billy Corgan brought over like his little wrestling company. The NWA. Billy Corgan is like, see, this is what I'm talking about with my taste in men, right? I was totally in love with Billy Corgan from like age like 9 to like probably current day, honestly. Except he's married and has kids, so you know, obviously. We wouldn't, but we would have, if you know what I mean. Thank you. You've been listening to a lot of new J-pop? Ooh. I listened to Deftones' new album. Well, I don't even think I listened to all of it because like there wasn't a playlist that had it all came out on because I was just listening to it on YouTube. But I listened to some songs. And then I just listened to The Cure a bunch when I got home and had a nap. Because that's what I felt. That's what I felt like doing. Num 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 num. Lighter, pipe cleaner, filter, and tamper are tobacco tools. Ooh, that works. Lighter, pipe. Oh, pipe cleaner as in it cleans your pipe. That makes sense. I was thinking like arts and crafts. To be honest, the only smoking tools I know are for weed, so. Pipe smoking accessories. They should bring back opium. They should bring back opium smoking. I think it would curb crime because all the criminals would be mellow. Meth gives people energy and strength. Let's bring back opium, guys. It's very goth too. Let's go in the opium den and smoke some opium. Now that I'm an adult, my dad tells me like stuff if I ask him. Like, you know, he doesn't hide stuff from me. So I know that he was in Hong Kong when he was a teenager because he was in the Navy. He had to join the Navy when he was like 14. And I was asking him, I was like, did you smoke opium when you were in Hong Kong? And he was like, yeah, Bob. And he told me all these stories about it. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I love being an adult because I get to like, you thought heroin was a more goth drug? No, I actually have a really like long jade opium pipe. I bought it for a cosplay that I was doing. So I have a long opium pipe. I think that's so cool. Like a long like Chinese opium pipe. I think that's so goth. Cause it's very like Victorian London, right? To go to an opium den in like your corset and your bustle skirt. Smoke some opium. I think that's really goth. But I mean, opium and heroin are the same thing, right? Heroin is just processed opium, pretty much. No opium and no opium to smoke it. But opium and heroin are the same thing, essentially. Like, opium is where everything comes from, all the opiates, right? Because morphine is made from opium. Opium's from the poppy, right? Opium poppies, and then you get heroin from that. You get morphine. All the opioids are synthetic, so they're not like they're made from synthesized opium. But yeah, all of those drugs like Vicodin, Percocet, all of them, codeine, all of them are from the opium poppy. So why not just go straight to the source, guys? Plus, I miss smoking so much. Yeah, it's so expensive and it's so bad for your health. Like, there's no justification to get back into it, obviously. But I do, I do miss it. Does anyone here still like go clubbing? Is anybody like still healthy enough or young enough to go clubbing? Does anyone have like a slutty dancing in the club song that they that's their song? Mine was did I say what mine was? Maybe not. You do? Useless Dango does. Ooh. You visit your mate's club sometimes, but it's more of a cocktail thing. Yeah, well, the clubs that I go to play older music because I like goth and metal clubs. So most of like the new gothy music and the new metal music is like shit. So they always play older music. But there was this DJ who had dreads and he was white, so already red flag number one. But he was like obsessed with me, so he always used to play like my favorite songs. But my favorite slutty dancing in the club song was like Ava Adore from Smashing Pumpkins. That is a sexy song. He always used to give me all these free drink vouchers as well, because I used to go to like this. It's still open, because I googled today if it's still open, because I thought it might have shut down over COVID, but it didn't. It's still there. The club I used to go to in Sydney. I used to go like to this three-story like goth. Some of it played like goth, some of music, some of it played like metal, like industrial, that type of stuff. He always used to play that song because, yeah, that was my slutty dancing song. That was my slutty dancing song in the club. Anyway, I was thinking about that today. I had a giggle. I had a giggle at like how much... how I never had to buy a drink in my life. To this day, I don't have to buy drinks. It's good. It's fun. I just don't go out anymore. When was the last time I went out? The last time I went out was just before Christmas last year. Oh, I went out for my birthday. I went out in March. But that wasn't like a super big night. But I went to, I think it was a pub in Collingwood. The one you go to has a ring and the Swedish medal, and there is 2 poles. Ooh, scandalous. That sounds fun though. That sounds heaps of fun, Dango. That sounds really fun. Adore is good. It was the first Pumpkins album that you heard. Yeah, I like everything from Gish to Machina, I think. I should listen to like the newer stuff, but I don't know. I find it hard to get into new music. I don't know. I have some type of anxiety about like listening to music that you missed out a lot because of COVID. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, my health was already getting pretty bad before COVID, so I was already like not going out. Ska punk. My first boyfriend was very into ska and punk, so I had to go to a lot of those shows when I was in high school. I would just be like the goth chick hanging out with like these like skaters and punks. Like, yeah, cool. But to this day, when I hear a skateboard, I'm still programmed to turn around and look to check if the guy's hot. And sometimes it's like a child and I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay. But it's just, I hear a skateboard and my brain my head just automatically whips around and I'm like, no, stop it. It could be a 12-year-old, for God's sake, woman, get it together. But that is a bad habit that's ingrained in my brain. My little brother's being all emo. All emo. I was gonna say all email. What the fuck does that mean? My little brother's being all emo because I don't know, his girlfriend cheated on him or something, and he keeps on like posting all these like emo stories on on what's it called, Instagram. That's the only social media that I have. I have like, I don't know, 30 people on Instagram. Good evening, Fahan. Good to see you. We are not playing this game. We are doing everything but playing the what's it called, connections game. Yeah, so I messaged him. Hang on, what did I say? I replied to one of his stories and I said this. Where's Instagram? Oh, there it is. I don't know how to use my own phone. Oh, this is what happened. It wasn't one of his stories. I posted my Duolingo thing because I had 600-day streak on Duolingo. So I was like, look, everybody, I did something 600 days in a row. And my brother writes, well done. I learnt ho's gonna hoe. And I said, do you want me to punch them? I can't fight and I might die though. And he said, haha, no, but thank you. You were small and delicate. And then he realized what he said and he just sent a vomit face. And I was like, charming. Charming. My brother can't say anything nice about me except on my birthday. And then he like, it's just mean to me for the rest of the year. I got the sneezes. Help me. Somebody save me from my allergies. How old were you when COVID hit, Delta? Were you like one of those people that was like still at school when COVID hit? Or were you at uni or TAFE or something? I don't know. I don't know how old people are. I have a lot of trouble even in person telling if people I sneeze like your mom. Yeah, I don't have a delicate like ladylike sneeze. I just like have a you know, just get it all out. Let the body do what it needs to do. If my body's trying to expel something, I'm like, it can just, you know, just get it out. Yeah, even in person, I can't tell if somebody's 20 or somebody's 40. Because I know some 40-year-olds that look 20 and some 20-year-olds who look 40. And I'm like, I can't even guess how old this person is. So I never have any idea how old the person I'm talking to is. And I have to be really careful because I can accidentally offend people if I'm not careful. It's, yeah. You lost your ability to tell how old people are. Well, I think especially because a lot of like people that are teenagers get like filler and Botox when they don't need it, and so you think that they're older because they've had like cosmetic procedures done. Whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, COVID was kind of nice for me because I had already become like a bit of a shut-in by that stage because of my health. So it just actually made it easier to be a shut-in, right? Because I'm immunocompromised and I had like letters from my doctor. I could just get like priority delivery for things, and I was just like chilling with my cat, having a good time, working from home, doing all that stuff. It was at first you were fine with it, but towards the end you became the opposite. Yeah, I know. I was talking to a lot of my friends and they were telling me they had to get counseling and stuff because like they had a lot of like developed a lot of like depression and stuff from the isolation. But I don't know what that says about me as a person, but I was completely fine. It was just yeah, just life as usual, which is kind of sad, really. Like, that's how bad my health is. And I was just like, you were already depressed before that. Yeah, I had really bad depression as a kid, like as an actual kid, like in primary school and high school, but it was just because I lived with my mother, I think. After a few years ago when I stopped talking to my mom, I stopped talking to my mom about 2 years ago. And it's really weird, but most of my anxiety and most of my depression went away because I guess I didn't have a person just saying horrific things to me every day. She would call me and just like make me feel like shit. I would be like feeling happy. I'd be like, oh, life is going well, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, oh, maybe I never had depression. Maybe I was just surrounded by assholes. Do you ever have that? Yeah, that realization. I was like, oh, because like I went on antidepressants and all this stuff. I went on antidepressants when I was dating a guy that was an asshole, like the one that cheated on me. He was a massive asshole. That like he made me so depressed. And then like after that relationship ended and I got over it, I was like, oh, I'm not depressed anymore. Depression or just surrounded by assholes? Yeah, 100%. I don't know what this freaking connections answers could be. I don't know. I just made my cat makes this noise sometimes. She goes. You just feel unmotivated and pointless and dread. But it's fine because you just play MMOs. Well, as long as you I hope you have nice supportive people. Pea, Pearl, Mothball, and Pom Pom are all small round things. Yeah, I mean they are all spherical, I guess. They are all spherical. Yeah, we could go with that. We could try that. Pom Pom, Feathers, Mothball, Pearl. No, we're one away though. We are one away. Maybe P. Oh, I meant to put P. Shit. I did it again. Me and my freaking, what is wrong with me? Although I am very tired. I will say I am incredibly tired. I put Feathers. Why did I put Feathers? I put Feathers and then was like, no, it's... What is happening to me? Please, somebody. I honestly... No, I know what it is. It's my lupus. I know I didn't do it right. I realize that. I realize that now I didn't do it right, okay? Someone help me. You had to walk 30 minutes in not the best boots to walking today, but Aw. Why did you have to walk? I walked today. I caught the train today. It was I don't know. I was just wearing Docs. I was wearing sensible shoes. I wasn't like wearing any crazy shoes. I do like crazy like goth platform shoes. You dropped your car off at the mechanic? Ah, that's why you weren't driving. I guess we'll look at some news. I couldn't find any like funny news stories. I like the ones that are like, I don't know. I like the ones that are a little bit gossipy, but apparently they're spicing up the NDIS, and I think they might be Well, it's definitely not sustainable at the moment, so I guess they do have to cut back on stuff. Your sleeping tablets are kicking in? Pseudomastics, I want sleeping tablets. Give me some. What have you got? What good? Do you have any of the good stuff? Is it like benzos? Hook me up, pseudomastics. All right, good night. Yeah, so apparently they're not going to be funding like a lot of autism related stuff on the NDIS anymore, but I think probably more the Asperger's side of the spectrum. But I have 2 siblings that get NDIS funding, but they're very disabled. One is like about 3 years old intellectually, and the other one is like, no, they're just actually antidepressants, but they make you sleepy. Oh, yeah, some of them do that. All right, well, have a good night. Sleep tight and all of that stuff. I would say don't let the bed bugs bite, but I hope that you don't have bed bugs. That would be gross. That would be gross. You realize later you were dressed like Trent Reznor. Ooh, that's kind of that's yeah. I was thinking about Trent Reznor today, actually. Well, what I was specifically thinking about was Trent Reznor and Tori Amos when they dated. If they had a kid, and that kid would probably be like in their 20s now. And I'm like, maybe that would be like an actually talented Nepo baby, right? If Trent Reznor and Tori Amos had a kid together. Think about it. Anyway, I think about stuff like that sometimes. I do. I have problems.
Parents and autism advocates have expressed fears over major changes to the NDIS. Disability Minister Mark Butler has moved to assure families who rely on the scheme their children are not about to be removed, with changes to come into place from mid-2027.
Woolooware mum Letitia Ondrag has autism. So does her eldest daughter Zoe. She says the NDIS has allowed them to get the right support.
It's been really a lifeline.
But that could change under major reforms.
There will be some people for whom autism is a permanent, significant disability. For children with mild to moderate.
Honestly, a lot of the people that I know that say they have autism, I'm not saying that they don't have autism, but like they have like Asperger's, right, which is on the spectrum. But they're just a little bit awkward and a little bit weird. And sometimes I always do tests to see if I have autism. And I even went to like get assessed for autism because whenever I see like a reel on Instagram about girls that have autism, they always do all the things that I do, but apparently I don't have autism. But I'm always like, do I have autism? But yeah, like if you're on the Asperger's, like, side end of the spectrum, I feel like you're a surveyor, so you're definitely on the spectrum. I mean, yeah, but I don't have any spatial skills. I have no depth perception, Delta. I like walk into things. I walk into things all the time. I'm like, yeah, that's I don't know. And yeah, it's not great. Like, I don't know. Do I have reverse autism? Well, I have ADHD. I do have that. But one of the neurologists that I saw was like, no, you don't have autism. You're just really weird. And I was like, thank you. Thank you, I guess. I'll take that. The people that scam it are the problem. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people that are very high functioning, have really high paying jobs. And they're like, yeah, I'm autistic. And I'm like, are you? Okay. I mean, I don't want to question it, but, yeah, I just see all these things. I think people just pathologize like normal behaviors, right? And they you were talking about more the providers, yeah. Well, I'm talking more about the providers as well, but I think people pathologize like normal behaviors that just kind of are like, oh, you're a little bit awkward or a little bit weird. Because I was very good at making friends, and I had a lot of friends until I got really sick and I like stopped going out, and then I got like really anxious and I got like really weird about like talking to people, and I got nervous, and then that just kind of escalated, and now I'm just kind of in this like weird thing where I'm like, do I have autism? What is wrong with me? Why can't I talk to people? Yeah, but I don't know. I just know a lot of people that are just very high functioning and don't really see, it doesn't seem to affect them. Like my future husband will have to keep his arms around me to protect me from bumping into things. Do you know what? When I go out with my friends, they literally put their like arms in front of me to stop me from walking out into traffic and stuff, because sometimes I just don't look if there's a car coming. And like they'll grab my hand to like to cross the road and stuff like that, like I'm a child. But I basically am like, I dissociate a lot, and that's like from my childhood. It's like, you know, a trauma coping mechanism or stuff. So sometimes I'm just walking down the street and I will just tune out, or sometimes you can be talking to me and my brain will just, and you have to like, are you there, and like bring me back. I don't know. I'm just not there sometimes, you know. You don't think there's anything sensitive about it personally? Australia has the world's highest diagnosis rate for autism. I don't know what that acronym stands for. The ANOVA compared to other countries, it's statistically unfounded. Well, yeah, it does seem like it is very easy to get an autism diagnosis in Australia, and I do wonder. Like, yeah, because I just know some people that I've known forever that are like, oh, I got an adult autism diagnosis, and I'm like, did we bring up unpleasant memories? No. I was just thinking about the fact that I zone out. Like, I'm a very like off with the fairies kind of person, and it is from that. But yeah, just the point is, if like you're ever out in public with me, you will have to sort of, I don't notice. I'm not always like aware of my surroundings. A lot of the time, like my body's moving, whatever, but my brain is like somewhere else. You know, I just turn off. It's yeah, it's bad. Your friend has autism, but you wouldn't guess it if you met them. Well, yeah, I've had friends tell me about their autism diagnosis, and I was like, wouldn't have picked it. But they're like, oh yeah, I've been masking my whole life, and I'm like really tired of doing it, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, man. We can be weird together. Let's be weird together at my house. Like you can like make weird noises. You can rock back and forth. You can do it all. Cause I kind of, cause the other thing is like, if you have trauma, that can look a lot like autism as well. Cause I have like a lot of self-soothing behaviors that I do when I'm by myself. Like if anyone who's ever lived with me knows that I will just rock back and forth. Like if I'm just sitting down or whatever, I will rock back and forth a lot. I dissociate a lot. I do a lot of things that like people with autism would do, but like people with like CPTSD or PTSD also do the same. Your sibling was told she didn't have autism when she went for the diagnosis and was given a borderline personality disorder diagnosis instead. Yeah, they can kind of look similar, especially like the emotional dysregulation side of things. It's probably food dyes. No, I just, I'm the most jumpiest person you'll ever meet. Like, I am scared of my own shadow. My housemate has to walk around whistling because if they just walk into a room, I will scream. Like, I will actually jump and scream. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I've been at the like doctors before, and the doctors left the room and then come back in the like to get something and then come back in the room, and I've like screamed, and they're like, and I'm like, sorry, I'm a scaredy cat. Yeah, it's I'm just traumatized. Apparently, I don't have the tisms. I just have trauma. You don't get jump scared that often, to be honest. Oh, I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of everything. I am so jumpy. And I think it puts other people on edge too, because they like think that they've done something wrong, or they think that like I'm scared of them. And I'm like, no, it's not you. I'm just jumpy. But yeah, it feels, the other thing is like, if anyone comes in my personal space, I'll always put my hands up like they're gonna hit me. Like if people come into my personal space when I'm not expecting it, I'll like flinch and put my hands up as a reflex. And I've had so many people get upset about me. They were like, I wouldn't hit you, I would never hit you, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just that I used to get punched and hit a lot as a kid. And so my reflex action when like somebody moves swiftly towards me is to like, you know, flinch like that. And it's really bad. And like a lot of people feel like, you know, feel bad. Like they feel, yeah, I can understand why you, as a normal person, would feel offended that your like friend or your girlfriend thinks that you're gonna hit them. But yeah, it's just a reflex action. You're the most silent person and accidentally sneak up on so many people. Yeah, that would terrify me, Raven. I would be so scared. I would be so scared. You would have to get like really, like you would have to wear tap shoes around me, Raven. You would have to wear tap shoes. So I would always know where you are. I'd like put a bell on you or something like that, you know.
Autism or mild to moderate levels of developmental delay, a different system is needed.
There is nothing like mild autism. It's something that reflects the lack of real understanding. It started with my blood boiling, wondering what's going to happen to all of those kids.
From 2027, a new program called Thriving Kids will be rolled out to deliver support in schools and community settings for children with autism.
At the moment, 1 in 7 Australian boys at the age of 6 being in the NDIS is insane. We don't have more autism in this country than we have anywhere else in the world. We have a scheme that is set up to help children with developmental delay. We just have to structure it differently.
These are vulnerable children. We're dropping them off a program like a line in a spreadsheet purely for an economic decision.
The government says those who are currently...
Yeah, but the NDIS is so important and we need it to be sustainable. So we need to find, unfortunately, like people that don't work in policy. I have a master's in social policy. In case anybody's wondering, I'm not talking out of my ass. Yeah, look. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world where there is, you know, a never-ending pot of money. And it's really, 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 really important that we have an NDIS. It is very, very important. And we need to make sure it's sustainable, right? It's not sustainable at the moment. There are too many people rotting the system. And I'm sure there will be alternative things in place for people that are on the autistic spectrum, but perhaps aren't, you know, because I've worked with autistic kids that are non-verbal, that can't dress themselves. That I know that lady was just saying that, you know, there's no, it's all the same, yada, yada, yada. They can't say that, you know, ours is less severe, but she's obviously married. She has kids. Like, there are some autistic children that can't talk, they can't dress themselves. They need their parents to do absolutely everything for them. Like, those two things aren't comparable. I'm sorry, lady, but they're just not. And yeah, we need to have a robust. You can 100% quantify severity. Well, they do quantify severity of disability in Australia. That's literally what the disability pension does. It assesses your level of disability, right? They'll give you like, you're capable of working like 0 to however many hours a week. And if you get that, then you don't have to work. Like there are ways, we do have ways to assess disability in this country. We 100% do. But yeah, like she obviously has a partner, she obviously has a family. Like there are some autistic children on the other end of the spectrum that they'll never look their parents in the eyes, they'll never hug their parents, they'll never talk, they'll never, you know. Yeah, I just don't think it's fair to compare those things. And look, I understand she doesn't want to lose her funding. I understand yada, yada, yada. But it's not like there's not going to be anything in place. The thing is, it's so important to have an NDIS. There are so many people that are profoundly disabled that we need to have the funding for them to have things like wheelchairs. We need to have the funding for them to have things like modifications done to their cars so that they can drive. You know, there are people with literally no arms and no legs. So... yeah, look, get what she's saying, but the NDIS as it is being used as a slush fund by a lot of people, and it's not sustainable. And if we want the NDIS to exist in the next 20 years, then we're gonna have to start doing some things, you know. Unfortunately, I do feel for her, but yeah.
On the NDIS will remain in the system and continue to get regular assessments. Once new programs are put in place, then those who are eligible may be moved onto those schemes instead.
We know that there are schemes out.
Yeah, so there will be an alternative scheme. It might not be, you know, you might not get as many free things, but the fact of the matter is, like, there are parents out there at their wits' end because they care for their kids 24/7, and those are the parents that need the most support. In my opinion, like my mum cared for, which my parents still care for my sister, right? They've been caring for her entire life, and they'll care for her until the day that she dies. She can't dress herself, she can't bathe herself. She's verbal, she talks, she tucks tantrums like a toddler, but she is the size of an adult woman. She can get very violent, all of these things. My parents don't want to put her into a home, so they take care of her. But you know, it's tough. Like those are the people that need the support. It's yeah, a lot of people, life is really freaking hard for a lot of people out there. The plan is to take off the lowest effective group, which is also the largest group of claims. Yeah, well, that makes sense from a policy. That makes sense from a policy position. But you know, I'm not saying that she doesn't, you know, that she doesn't have a disability. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but I'm saying you can't compare apples to oranges, right? You can't compare a child that can't talk, a child that can't feed themselves, a child that can't bathe themselves, to a child that maybe has some behavioral issues and maybe is, you know. Anyway, I don't want to sound insensitive, so I'm trying to word it carefully, but I hope everybody gets what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
There that work that have a proven record.
The minister promising to consult with support services and parents.
I really want everything to be done involving the community, because when you involve the community, you understand better, so you do better.
Penelope Leash, 9 News.
Oh, a doctor in Melbourne was doing some disgusting things. Name and shame. Look at him. He's wearing a mask, so we don't know what he looks like. I wanna know what you look like. There are some dodgy doctors out there, though. Hello, oi, Scarnon. Scarnon. Melbourne junior doctor accused of secretly filming hospital staff granted bail. Your mate works at Royal Melbourne or for the NDIS. I don't know which one we're talking about. I don't know if there's glag or not tonight. Yeah, I've had 2 doctors hit on me in my life, like very overtly. Not like, oh, is that guy hitting on me? Like hitting on me. It's there are some horny doctors out there. I will say there are some horny doctors. I don't know, it might have been the Austin, but they have the Royal Melbourne Hospital in the thumbnail, so maybe it's Royal Melbourne slander. We'll see. But apparently this guy's a bit of a perv.
Junior doctor accused of secretly filming hundreds of staff using bathrooms and shower facilities at multiple Melbourne hospitals has been granted bail.
You know that there's porn on the internet, Mr. Doctor, where like consenting adults are okay with you watching them doing basically anything. You can have any fetish and you can find it on the internet. You know? Why don't you do that, you creep?
Ryan Cho has spent the past month in solitary confinement after a police search of his computers allegedly uncovered thousands of images classed into categories.
What?
Ryan Cho arrived at court in a prison van in a wind cheater. He walked out in a suit.
You'd like to say for your alleged victims?
The 28-year-old junior doctor is accused of setting up cameras in the staff bathrooms of multiple Melbourne hospitals from 2021 to earlier this year.
Oh, he did it at a few hospitals, Delta, so it might be at the Austin.
You fighting these charges?
That remains to be seen.
A police search allegedly uncovered more than 4,500 videos and images of at least 460.
There you go, Delta. You were right. Look at this hospital.
Staff on his computers. Investigators claim the alleged victims were either using the toilets or showers, and that Dr. Cho categorised them into tiers. Today, a Supreme Court judge granted him bail.
I think it's terrible. I think it's really sad for all the nurses and paramedics that were feeling hopeful that he was not going to get out.
She says her daughter hasn't returned to work.
She's broken. She hasn't been able to work. She's shaken. It's given a whole new thing of feeling unsafe everywhere.
Dr. Cho is facing more than 100 charges of stalking, producing intimate images and installing optical surveillance devices. But it's not expected to end there. Prosecutor Russ Hamill told the court he may eventually face about 500 charges once the brief of evidence is complete. Over 200 statements have been taken. There's no conclusive report of how many remain. Dr. Cho moved to Australia to study in 2017 and gained permanent residency in April. His parents moved from Singapore to Australia after he was charged. His father agreed to hand over a $50,000 surety for his...
You know what? He will more than likely get a suspended sentence. He will more than likely get a suspended sentence because he's a doctor. There's so much elitism in like the courts. And the term that judges use, that judges and magistrates always use when they give these people like light sentences is they literally categorize like families as good and bad, and what they use to make that determination is how wealthy those families are. If your family is wealthy, then you come from a good family. Oh, he's from a good family. Like I've literally read judgments in this, like when someone's like in appellate court, so like when someone's appealing a sentence, so usually it's the Supreme Court. I've literally seen cases where the accused and the judge have both been like from the same private school, and they've been like, oh, you're from a good family, so we're gonna give you a suspended sentence, yada yada yada. And then like you can't help what family you're born in, because my family would get classified as a bad family, right? Low income, my dad's covered in tattoos. One of my brothers was a drug addict and he's schizophrenic now. My other brother works at Coles. Like, it doesn't matter what I've achieved in my life personally. People would look at me and go, you're trash. Because a lot of people do look at me and go, you're trash. And it doesn't matter what I do. And that pisses me off so much. It's absolutely disgusting. But like that's the terminology that's allowed to be used, and it's really annoying how like anti-discrimination legislation. Imagine if a judge said something about like someone's race, or you know, well, this person's not a good family because they're this race. They would never do that. But it's still something that's like so overlooked in our society. I think it's classism. I think it's such a prevalent problem still. But yeah, rich families do not like it when their sons bring me home to meet the family. Let's just say I've got some stories to tell you guys about my dating life.
Son's released from custody, where he was being held in solitary confinement. In granting bail, Justice Elliott imposed strict conditions on Mr. Cho. He is not allowed to attend any hospital without notifying the police officer overseeing his case, and he isn't allowed to possess a camera or a video recording device. He will also be required to undergo psychological treatment. The judge decided Dr. Cho may spend more time waiting for his case to be finalised than any eventual sentence. He'll return to court in November. Sam Mills, 10 News.
First tonight, a junior doctor accused of secretly...
Shush, we already heard that. What a little creep. Like, look, there's some kinky motherfuckers out there, but like, there's literally whatever you want is available to you on the internet. Whatever gets you off, you can find it there. But I think he just wanted to like violate people that he knew. He wanted to like violate and like humiliate like people that he knew. That's what he gets off on. And that's a fetish that I will kink shame. You creep. Like usually I'm like, whatever floats your boat, mate, like go for it. But no. Straight to jail with you, sir. Disgusting behavior. Exactly, jail. Oh no, it's the March for Australia, people. March for Australia. How about no, I guess. The Nazi march. Yeah, pretty much.
An online movement.
When did it become racist to be a patriot?
Planning to take to the streets.
The Australian people have had enough.
With the backing of real politicians.
How dare you bring these people to our country and then have them be looked after by the public purse? This nation is sick and tired of migration.
This is the digital groundswell behind March for Australia, a planned series of demonstrations next Sunday in every state capital.
Where is it? Sydney, Belmore Park, Perth, Supreme Court Gardens. Oh, there's two in Perth, is that? Or is that the same one? Melbourne, Flinders Street. What, like the whole street? Are they beating somewhere in particular? Canberra, TBC. Don't know what that is. Canberra, Captain Cook Memorial. Randall Park in Adelaide. Brisbane, Roma Street, Parklands. Okay, I know Belmore Park. And I know Flinders Street. Is it being a patriot or a nationalist? Do you love the country and its people, or just your people? Yeah, 100%. Because, like, I love Australia. I don't think that Australia is, like, necessarily better than other countries. I think there are a few countries in the world that are as good as Australia. But, like, I personally, I'm very enculturated. I'm very Australian. I have been told by somebody in the UK that I was the most Australian person they've ever met. And they probably didn't mean it as a compliment, but I was like, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, like that's just like I just love this country, and I'm very grateful to this country. It's given me a lot, and I love the people here, but it's not like I'm not like xenophobic or racist or whatever, because I don't know, a lot of Australians aren't white. At least a lot of the Australians like I hang out with aren't white. That's not, yeah. I don't know, I wouldn't like necessarily like call myself a patriot. I don't know. I don't know. That just feels like a dirty word with too many like negative connotations. I think a lot of people have used that word to do a lot of shit things. So obviously, yeah, I wouldn't use that word, but I would say like I definitely love Australia. I wouldn't say I'm proud to be Australian, but I would say I'm grateful. I would say I'm grateful that I live in this country. The Melbourne one is in limbo at the moment. No one wants to organize it. Yeah, they'll probably get bashed, to be honest. I reckon there's going to be some punch-ons whenever it's on. I think there's going to be a clash of like anti-protesters and protesters. I think there's going to be some punch-ons, which honestly I would like to watch. I would like to get some popcorn and watch. Maybe I can like sit at a pub near where the march is and watch people bashing each other. Because I don't know what's wrong with me. I want to watch. They are promoting it as a single issue. No foreign flags. Why can't I speak English? Anti-immigration is a singular issue. Yeah. Well, I think ASIO, ASIS will be there. I think the feds will be there making a list of like everybody that's there. Go to Young and Jackson. Is that the one with the ghost that got a Brazilian for some reason? Oh, I'm gonna go there. Go there and get a pint and watch the show. I do want to see some Nazis get punched in the face. That's kind of hot. I am into that, I will say. See, we all have our fetishes, okay? That's mine. That is mine. I like it when men... I don't know, I just like it when men do anything to each other, really. I have problems.
Anti-mass migration rallies. Sam won't give her real name and would only answer our questions in a pre-recorded video message posted to her page, but claims to be an organiser.
Myself, as well as every other state organiser, is intending for this event to be peaceful, non-violent, non-aggressive, and just a bunch of your average Australians standing up against mass immigration.
There is no clear single leader. Many supporters, though, were aligned with anti-lockdown, anti-vaccine movements.
Everyone I know is going.
There are videos that...
If anyone asked me about my face today, when my face was all numb and I looked like I had a stroke, I was going to pretend to be a anti-vaxxer, like conspiracy theorist, and say, yeah, the COVID vaccine made my face droopy. I don't know why. I just like being a dickhead to people. I don't know. It's just fun.
Don't even feature real people.
We demand this government is removed by the Governor-General immediately.
AI-generated clips used to sell the message. Security experts say there's so...
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't think the average Australian woman is a lot more attractive than this. Like, who are these ladies hanging out in the desert with their face paint? Can we have some hot people at least? So rude.
Social media algorithm-driven momentum is fueled by scenes globally. Immigration raids ordered by the US president in America, protests against migrants in the UK.
I think we need to recognise that there are people who are genuinely doing it tough and perhaps genuinely want to do something which they think will make things better. They may be wrong, but, you know, don't underestimate the fact that people are doing it tough.
Initially promoted as a counter to the
Well, this always happens historically, right? This always happens historically when there is some type of economic downturn, there is some type of economic depression, there is some type of cost of living situation. People will find a scapegoat, right? Families are struggling right now. A lot of people have nowhere to live. And if you say, hey, it's the immigrants' fault, well, guess what happens? It's the immigrants' fault. It's the same thing when there was like hyperinflation in like the Weimar Republic, right? It's the Jews' fault. And like, where did that end up? It's to say that these things, you know, history just rinse and repeat over and over. And yeah, the government needs to nip this shit in the bud.
Palestinian rally across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, alleged organisers have so far rejected attempts by racist far-right figures to join the campaign.
We ask that people treat each other with respect as a foremost priority in expressing those views.
The febrile atmosphere creates a challenge for authorities.
It's really hard to figure out where the potential flashpoint.
And I hate the way that these people turn like the Australian flag into like some type of racist symbol, because like if I wanted to wear something with the Australian flag on it, people would think, you know, I had a certain type of ideology. And it's like, well, that's the flag of my country. But now if I, you know, let's say if I wanted to wear, so I wouldn't, but let's just say for argument's sake, if I did, it's like when, I don't know, I just hate the way that they like taint everything. It's so annoying. And it's like, well, cool, now we have to change the flag because of you dickheads. Although we should get a better flag. We should get a better flag.
Points might be and where things might escalate.
Where what happens on social media faces the...
Are you a naval vessel, madam? Why do you have a freaking naval flag? Oh, because she's one of those sovereign citizen bitches. Oh my goodness.
Reality of real life on the streets.
Justice.
Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.
Oh, apparently there was an earthquake in Adelaide. I want to have another earthquake. That was so exciting. Ooh. Hello, Omar. Good to see you. So gross. Look at the AI slop. Yeah, I love it how they're all just abusing AI. It's nuts. The AI vids make it so much sadder. Well, yeah. They're brave enough. They're brave enough to organize all these events, but they're pussies. They don't want it to actually affect their lives, right? They don't want it to affect their employment and all this other stuff, so they won't actually put their face to it. They'll use AI stuff. Most eventful things happen in Adelaide? Probably. Poor Adelaide. I haven't even been there and I just make fun of it. I'm such a mean person. Sorry, Radelaide. It's so rad, guys. It's so rad.
An earthquake has rattled hundreds of homes in the Adelaide Hills and surrounding regions. Felt far and
exciting.
wide, people in the north and the south also reported feeling the tremble, but thankfully there was no damage from the quake.
Just as the people of Strathalbyn were getting ready to sleep,
I didn't see anything, but I thought it was a bomb went off, but I wasn't sure what it was.
The ground beneath them started to shake.
The house rumbled and shook, and we've got an old bluestone house, so it must have been pretty deep and pretty high.
The tremor recorded just after 10 last night outside Strathalbyn, with more than 1,000 people reporting it to Geoscience Australia, with the rumbles felt as far away as Meninga.
Oh, ours was way bigger. Get good, Adelaide. Get a 4 point something, please, okay? Delta, didn't you say you were like right near the epicenter when it happened? That would have been nuts, because I was in like Footscray and I felt it like pretty yeah, it felt pretty strong.
And Anglevale.
These smaller earthquakes tend to present as sort of a loud bang or a deep sort of rumble that propagates for a number of seconds.
The tremor, which measured 2.8 on the Richter scale, today the talk of the town.
Just a solid shake, boom, and it was gone. Bit of noise with it, but that was it. Giving us something to talk about this morning. There's been quite a few all around the world lately anyway. Quite a few, so don't know what's going on. I've lived to tell a tale.
Although last night's quake was only minor, South Australia is no stranger to earthquakes, with the worst in the state's history recorded back in 1954 and costing millions of dollars in damages.
Certainly one of the most significant earthquakes to occur in a populated centre in Australia in recent history.
I was old enough to be in the 54 one, so that was a big shake in Adelaide. That one shook the bed.
Kelly Hughes, 9 News.
I like that. What was the burger shop in like on Chapel Street that like fell down? There was only like one building that really got damaged, and it was like. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it just is. I was just looking for some local like light-hearted stories before we get into a few international stories, because obviously those are depressing. It's good to have some levity because yeah, life is depressing. Ooh, I think this is an apartment block in South Yarra. How much would an apartment in South Yarra cost? At least $1 million, right? That would be expensive. It's really funny, like, whenever I go to medical appointments, because a lot of, like, hyperbaric oxygen therapy and those types of treatments that, like, aren't covered by Medicare that I want to go get for, like, my lupus, they're always, like, in Hawthorne or, like, South Yarra or something. And when they see your address, they're like, oh, I've been to that side of the Westgate Bridge before. Like, they tell you about the one time, like, they went to the western suburbs. It's so funny. And I'm like, yeah, okay. They're like trying to make conversation and relate to you. They're like, oh, thank you for following Eka Chess.
The South Yarra apartment block wants state government help to pay a $25 million repair bill for dodgy building defects. They claim their building has dangerous polystyrene and a 3-decade paper trail of failures.
Owners say it's a living nightmare. This 90s apartment block is so riddled with defects that repairs have blown out to more than $25 million.
You kind of have to laugh or you just spend the whole day crying because this is killing us.
The roof is not attached properly and 25% of the building is made.
Buildings are so shit now. There's this housing inspector, like this building inspector on YouTube. And I was watching some of his videos a few months ago, and holy crap, I would not buy a house that was built like after the 90s, honestly. What the heck? Dude, look at this. Look at this shit. Like, none of it's up to code. It's all falling apart. It was like all glued together with like craft glue from Spotlight or something.
Of highly flammable polystyrene, posing a similar risk to London's Grenfell Tower.
It's just continued to grow and it's become an insurmountable task.
Residents claim to have a paper trail proving it was signed off by the government and Melbourne City Council more than 30 years ago. Originally approved as a 3-storey medical centre, the 4th level was retrofit, creating drainage issues.
They knew about all of this.
Owners from all 46 apartments now calling on both authorities to take responsibility, fearing
they would not be cheap either, because South Yarra is freaking expensive. Let's look up the prices of flats. Real estate. .com.au. We want to buy and we want a flat. Oh, I didn't put it in South Yarra. That would help. It's okay, guys. I'm smart. All right, you can get a 1-bedroom for $330. What about a 2-bedroom? Okay, it's $600 to $650,000. That's cheaper than I thought. I thought they would be like $1 million. There are some that are like 16 million. There's one here on Chapel Street for 17 mil. All right, you can get a 2-bedroom for like around 700,000. That's not as bad as I thought it. I thought it would be a lot more expensive. I don't know how much stuff costs. In Sydney, that would be like millions of dollars. If this was like a comparable area in Sydney, it would be would be heaps. I have like Sydney prices on the brain. I'm always surprised by like how cheap, because I know like rent's very inaffordable at the moment, but because I have Sydney prices in my head, even though my rent keeps on going up and up and up and up, I'm like, wow, it's still so much cheaper than Sydney, and I still feel like I'm getting like such a bargain, because it's just nowhere near as bad.
They'll end up homeless or bankrupt.
I think for our share it's over 800,000 and our mortgage is 900,000.
It's just not on that we have building regulations like this in place that allow for these things to slip through the cracks.
The government's Building and Plumbing Commission is supposed to penalise dodgy practitioners, but in this case it says it won't be providing any financial assistance because the offence is more than 10 years old.
We've got nowhere else to go.
Beth Yeoman, 7 News.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, France summons US ambassador over anti-Semitism allegations. Ooh, are the French gonna spank the Americans? Ooh, I might become a Francophile if that happens. Who do we hate more, the French or the Yanks? I reckon it's the Yanks. Let's watch them get spanked. I don't know. Sounds hot. Maybe that should be a category on Pornhub. Like diplomats spanking each other. I would watch that.
The US is defending Ambassador Charles Kushner's comments accusing France of not doing enough to combat anti-Semitic violence. Kushner made the allegations in a letter to President Emmanuel Macron, the French foreign...
Wait, is that the Kushner that family that Ivanka Trump is married into? Did he give a nepotism job to... Hang on. What is Jared Kushner's dad's name? Ambassador. What? He gave an ambassador job to his daughter's father-in-law. In 2005, he was nominated by President Donald Trump to serve as United States ambassador to France during his second administration. He was confirmed by the United States Senate on the 19th of May, 2025 by a vote of 51 to 45. He gave his daughter, I don't know how he's related to Donald Trump, but that's Ivanka's father-in-law. He gave Ivanka's father-in-law an ambassador job. Dude, what? What the fuck? Yuck. Everything's so stinky. Everything is so stinky. No one cares what you think. He's a billionaire as well. I know he's like a property billionaire. That's why his kids are like the way they are, I guess. I don't really know. I know his other son is like married to Carly Kloss, like the supermodel. I know too much gossip, guys. I have a problem.
The ministry says Kushner's accusations are unacceptable. They've summoned him to face what is expected to be a diplomatic rebuke. Rosalind Jordan reports from Washington, D.C.
Mr. Kushner accused Macron and his government of turning a blind eye to anti-Semitic violence across France, of doing nothing to prevent it, and also criticizing the French government for saying that it's going to recognize an independent Palestinian state at the upcoming UN General Assembly. The French Foreign Ministry took umbrage, published the letter in the newspapers late on Sunday evening in France, and has now summoned Mr. Kushner to the Foreign Ministry for what can only be imagined would be a dressing down. The French ministry told the French press that what Mr. Kushner has done is a violation of international diplomatic treaties in which ambassadors are not supposed to interfere with internal political and foreign policy.
Yeah, But the thing is, this guy's so rich, he's used to being able to do what he wants. He obviously hasn't done any diplomatic training. Like, you know, the course like at university that all the little rich kids study, like international relations, that's like typically like the degree program that you would do to become a diplomat. This guy hasn't studied any of that. He's literally a billionaire. He's a billionaire, so he's used to like ruling by edicts to like his, you know, employees. People listen to him, people are scared. He's probably very litigious, as a lot of these people are. Definitely not the type of like person that you would want in a diplomatic role. Like it's yeah, not great. Not great, one would say, I guess. Yeah, and what do you know? He pissed the French off. Yeah, don't tell people what to do in their own country. You're a fucking guest, mate. Fucking mind your manners. You hate the idea of money and power? Well, hate to break it to you, Raven, but it's that's all. Those things are intrinsically linked. It's you can't have power without money and money without power. I know you know. I know you know. I'm just making redundant statements for comedic purposes.
Policy decisions by the host country. Kushner, it should be noted, already has a notorious reputation. He spent 2 years in federal prison on tax evasion, witness tampering, and fraud charges. He was later pardoned by Donald Trump, and he is now just 1 month into being U.S. ambassador to France. Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Don't miss out. Get the full...
Don't tell me what to do, Al Jazeera. You're not my dad. I need a drink. Ooh, an alleged crime spree comes to a fiery end. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. What happened?
You're about to see the moment a petrol station erupts into a fireball after a stolen ute crashed into Bowsers. The Country WA owners left with a $1 million damage bill.
A fiery end to a stolen car joyride. A Toyota Hilux slamming into the front of a Kojonup family business. Petrol Bowsers exploding into balls of fire.
I'm always scared of that happening. I'm always scared at the petrol station that like somehow, whenever I go to the servo, I'm always scared that like somehow there's going to be an explosion. I don't know why I have that fear. I do have that fear. I'm always looking around, seeing if anybody's doing anything that's going to cause an explosion.
Big loud bang, then I went quiet.
Police say the 28-year-old allegedly behind the wheel started his crime spree on Sunday morning, taking a Nissan Patrol from Orion's Brook farm just after midnight. Dumping it a short time later at a nearby property, it's there he allegedly stole the Toyota Hilux, driving it 40 kilometres away to Kojonup, crashing into the front of Highway Sales and Service. Police say the man then stole multiple items inside before they caught him.
He took out 3 fuel bowsers and that, and yeah, the ute was on top of all the fuel bowsers and that, and yeah, did a fair bit of damage.
The store partially reopened as the owners clean up the mess left behind. The obliterated Bowsers, only newly upgraded, costing around $1 million. This is the state the Hilux has been left in, managing to avoid being damaged by the...
I wonder if the owner of that Hilux is hot. Can we get an update on this story, please? I need to know. It was probably hot. There's a 50% chance that the owner of that Hilux is hot. There's also a 50% chance that they're not. But it's you know, it is a hot guy car. There's a pretty good chance.
Flames. The man who allegedly stole it now facing a string of charges, including trespass and burglary.
He's lucky he didn't sort of kill anyone and kill himself.
He'll face Albany Magistrates Court next month. Amber Wilkinson, 9 News.
Boy. I don't know why I said bye to them. What's wrong with my brain? Oh, this is a positive story. Thousands of Australians join nationwide protests in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. This was the protest from yesterday. Hi, Mrs. News, yeah.
Protests are gearing up for rallies across Australia in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Demonstrations are planned in more than 20 cities and towns in what organisers dub a National Day of Action. Nearly 2 weeks ago, Australia's government pledged to recognise Palestinian statehood in September. There's been growing diplomatic tension with Israel ever since. Sarah Clark is in Brisbane with more.
Well, thousands of people in Brisbane are marching through from the centre of Brisbane across the Victoria Bridge, demanding an end to the war in Gaza, a ceasefire and the end to starvation and famine in Gaza. Now, this is one rally out of a number of rallies happening around Australia in what's been described as a day of action. We've got more than 20 cities taking part in this National Day of Action.
I want to know what the collective number of protests were. No wonder Bibi Netanyahu's got such a hate boner for Australia now. I love that for us. You know, you're on the right side of, like, you know, you're like the freaking sickest country out when you have like the most evil man in the world being like, Australia, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, it makes me so proud. See, that is like a type of patriotism that I will have. I will have that. Suck it. Suck our big fat collective doodle, BB, okay, you stupid head.
As well as every capital city. This police presence here is heavy, but it's a peaceful rally at this stage, but there are thousands of people who've joined this rally in Brisbane on Sunday.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera.
No, I don't want to. You're not my mom. Israel is systematically targeting journalists to silence Gaza's human stories. Analysis. Well, of course they are. What were his recent comments? Sorry, I just forgot what just happened. Whose recent comments? Oh, we talked about it before. He was just having... Hang on. Let me find it. I don't remember off the top of my head. We did talk about it the other night, though. How do you spell criticize? Betrayed Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu's scathing attack on Australian PM. Shameful. He called us shameful. Yeah. Do you want me to... We'll just watch the video.
Well, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has launched a scathing attack on Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, claiming a short time ago that he has betrayed Israel. Let's go live to Jerusalem now, and I'm joined by our Middle East correspondent, Matthew Doran. Matthew, this is quite a strong statement that's coming from the Israeli PM. Why has he accused Anthony Albanese of betraying Israel?
Girish, good evening. You're right. This is an extraordinary personal attack from Benjamin Netanyahu to Anthony Albanese, and it has been fueled, we believe, on the decisions made in the last week and a bit with regards to Australia's foreign policy in the Middle East. First of all, that announcement last week by the Australian government that it would move to recognise a Palestinian state at the meeting of the UN General Assembly in September. And then since then, we have seen in the last couple of days the announcement that an Israeli figure, a far-right politician by the name of Simchat Rothman, has been banned from entering Australia for a speaking tour because...
Yeah, that's the guy that was... This guy wanted to come to Australia, and he was spewing all of these conspiracy theories, like there's no starving children in Gaza, this, that, and the other. Like, he wanted to come here and create like further divide in the Australian community. So I think it's 100% within the purview of the Australian government to decide who can and can't come into our country. And we have character tests. We can say, hey, this person's a dickhead. Like, I think it should officially be called the fuckwit assessment, because like, nothing's worse than a fuckwit, right? Ask any Australian, like, you know, nothing's worse than a fuckwit. This guy is like the highest level of fuckwit. And the Australian government's well within its rights to not give that guy a visa. And yeah, you have no right to tell the Australian government what it can and can't do, Bibi Netanyahu. You don't like us telling you what to do. And we're telling you not to kill people. We're telling you not to annex countries and commit genocide. We're just not letting in a guy that's a dickhead into our country. Do you see the difference there? Good little crybaby.
His views are deemed by the Home Affairs Minister and the Home Affairs Department to be incendiary and likely to fuel division across Australia as he tours around there. This comment from Benjamin Netanyahu followed the announcement yesterday by the Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar that Australian diplomats working in the West Bank, the Australian diplomatic representatives to the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah, would have their visas revoked. A significant move there and also indicative of the control.
They're such little bitches. They're such little bitches. You hurt our feelings. We're going to kick you out. We're going to kick you out of... Well, Palestine, because the West Bank is Palestine. We're going to revoke your visas for Palestine. Which, by the way, like the fact that Israel has like governance of the West Bank is disgusting. And yeah, if we recognize Palestine, anyway, fuck me.
Control that Israel still has on movement in and out of the West Bank, and it's all now culminated in what we've seen in the last couple of hours with this post on social media by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office. In that post, he says specifically with regards to Anthony Albanese that history will remember Albanese for what he is, a weak politician who betrayed Israel and abandoned Australia's.
Okay, first of all, Bibi Netanyahu, history will remember Anthony Albanese as a person that eventually did the right thing. Probably should have done it, you know, probably a good 18 months before he did. Also, I don't know if you know this. You evil little freaking Sith Lord looking motherfucker. I don't know if you know this, but Australia has a lot of people of Palestinian descent. We have a lot of Arabs in this country. What about them? What about their need to feel represented, okay? The Jews don't have more, Jewish Australians don't have more rights than any other Australian. They don't get special treatment. They get treated the same way as everybody else under the law, hopefully. Hopefully. That's how it should work. That's how it works on paper. It's just shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Jews. This is a familiar line of rhetoric from Benjamin Netanyahu and from members of the Israeli government. Each and every time a country has acted in the last short while in a way which doesn't marry up with Israel's own policies, it does prompt a fiery response along these lines. But it is the first time that Anthony Albanese has been targeted in this way. He now joins a club there of other world leaders who face the ire of Benjamin Netanyahu, including the French President Emmanuel Macron and the British and Canadian Prime Ministers Mark Carney and Keir Starmer.
It's quite the extraordinary statement we just saw there from Benjamin Netanyahu. Matthew, what does this mean for Australia's relationship with Israel?
Well, you would have to say that there have been tensions present in this relationship for some time. Any moment where members of the Albanese government have criticised Israel in the last 6 months or so, saying things such as that the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is getting out of hand, that the policies by the Israeli government and the Israel Defence Forces are fueling starvation in the Strip. Each and every time they have been met with a fiery response. So you would have to say that the relationship there is already incredibly strained. What we do need to say, though, is that there is a distinction to be drawn here between the legitimate questions and criticism levelled at the Israeli government and the Israeli Defence Forces and this issue of anti-Semitism.
You can't use anti-Semitism as a cudgel to beat people over the head with to stop criticism of something when you're doing the most abhorrent thing. In like international war crimes, a genocide is literally the worst thing you can do. And you can't use anti-Semitism and the attempted genocide of your people in World War II as a cudgel to hit everybody over the head with. Like, if anything, it just shows a type of psychopathy, right? That you could have that happen to your people and still be willing to do that to another people. That just... The reason why people are becoming anti-Semitic is because they're seeing the actions of Israel and they're not separating that from people that happen to be Jewish. And when you keep on making the link between Israel and Jewish Australians, when Bibi Netanyahu is making that link, he is the one that is, you know, putting them together as a monolith. And then, yeah, if people see what the Israeli state is doing, then they will be anti-Semitic. So, like, I don't know, logic, mate. Maybe use it. Maybe, yeah.
This discrimination against the Jewish people. The position that Anthony Albanese and other members of the Australian government continue to put forward is that you can and you should be able to criticise the decisions of a government when it is acting in such a way in Gaza, but that does not mean an institution like the Australian government is therefore against every single Jewish person across Australia and around the world. We have seen the Netanyahu government continue to say that each and every time it is criticised, that is anti-Semitic. That is broadening out what anti-Semitism actually is there. But certainly that's the way that they are trying to present this, and it is fueling anger in Israel. A lot of questions as to whether or not Australia is a partner to Israel going forward, even as the Albanese government insists that it will be into the future.
And moving on to the war in Gaza. Now, Hamas says it has accepted a ceasefire proposal from Arab negotiators. What are the terms of this particular truce?
Yeah, this is the proposal put forward by Egypt and Qatar, who are trying to bring about some sort of mediated end to the war in Gaza. It appears, based on media reports, particularly in the Arab media, that this truce would involve a 60-day ceasefire in the initial stages, during which time half of the Israeli hostages still held by Hamas. There are 50 Israeli captives still in Gaza, 20 of whom are believed to be alive. During that 60-day period, half of them would be released. There would also, according to the terms of this deal, be a withdrawal by Israeli forces from key parts of Gaza. We do need to stress that this is a proposal which has been drafted by those mediators, accepted by Hamas, but we have not heard whether or not these terms are going to be accepted by Israel. So we shouldn't necessarily get ahead of ourselves and suggest that there is some sort of peace agreement in the offing. Certainly, Israel has continued to say that it has backed numerous ceasefire proposals drafted in part by the US government, these Witkoff proposals, the name there for the US Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. Those are terms which Hamas has repeatedly denied, saying that they are built around safeguarding Israel's interests in this situation and do not go anywhere near trying to bring an end.
Well, yeah, the US has like a very, very, very obvious bias in this conflict. So, of course, any type of diplomatic envoys or whatever from America are going to come up with solutions that are very slanted, very heavily slanted in Israel's favor. It's just shitty. And yeah, just having common sense, just having even a moral stance on this situation will have you branded an anti-Semite. And it's just not working anymore. It's actually making people more anti-Semitic. They're like, well, if you're going to call me anti-Semitic just for noticing that a bunch of women and children are being starved to death and a bunch of like unarmed men are being like shot when they go to get what little aid there is available in Palestine. People are going to say, well, if you're going to call me anti-Semitic for doing that, I might as well actually be anti-Semitic. Let me go buy a copy of Mein Kampf, There are some people that, probably we should check the book sales, see what's happening. I don't know.
To this war, which is now well into its 22nd month. So there has been some movement in these talks, but again, Israel is having to consider its position, and we have had no response as yet as to what that Israeli position could be.
Okay, Matthew Doran in Jerusalem, thank you very much.
Let's play the food games. What's it called? Sorry. I boiled my own blood. I boiled my own blood. It's my own fault. I did it to myself. All right. We need everybody to vote on these because I've been getting these all wrong. I've been getting these all wrong lately. Okay. We have 2 pork and cheese. I don't even know how you say that. Pupusas? What's a pupusa? You're going to sleep? Oh, good night, Raven. Or a meatball sandwich. That meatball sandwich looks really sad. Pork? Yeah, let's go for the pork. I think most of chat might have gone to bed, honestly. Maybe we'll just have a 2 people vote. A dirty dog? Ooh, I don't know. That sounds kielbasa and bread. Polish sausage is good. And nobody take that out of context, please. Okay? That dog looks right and dirty. It does. They see me rolling. They hate it. We were wrong. People wanted the Polish sausage. If you know what I mean. Haddock chips and mushy peas or coxina, a chicken croquette. It's a chicken croquette from Brazil. I like croquettes. It didn't say that it came with the beer though, Hyperbovian. It didn't say that it came with the beer. Haddock chips and mushy peas. I don't know what the other thing is. It's a chicken croquette. I've tried like Japanese croquettes. They were nice. Although Brazil does have the biggest Japanese like population outside of Japan. The chicken, chicken, lay a little egg for me. Yay, we did it. Ooh, this looks like, well, I think the people in chat know what this looks like. I don't need to say it. Chicken and chips with curry sauce. I'm gonna go chicken and chips with curry sauce because this is giving this is giving something anatomical. If you yeah. I think because it was all like flesh colored as well. Yeah, there was too much pink and tan. Yeah, it was definitely pork belly with rice and red cabbage. Or pie and chips. I gotta go for the pork belly. Oh, this is in Melbourne. Chicken tenders and waffle chips. Or pie chips and gravy. We're gonna go for the Melbourne food. Because there's no way food in Melbourne has to be better than food in the UK. Like, food in Melbourne is good. Curry and sausage loaded fries or schnitzel. Schnitty, a schnitty roll. It's a schnitty roll. Curry sausage and loaded fries would be good though. But a schnitty roll is pretty good. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a schnitty roll in Germany as well. So that's probably going to be good, I would say. I would say like Austria and Germany would probably do a pretty good schnitz. Schnitz and tits. Oh, is that place still around? I remember seeing signs for that. Schnitzel and tits, topless bar in Melbourne. Ooh, so you actually do get titties with your schnitzel. Schnitz and Tits is a place in Melbourne, guys, if you want to get a schnitzel and, I don't know, get some boobies up in your face. What happens at a topless bar? I don't know. I don't have big boobies, so I've never had the opportunity. I've never had the opportunity to be offered employment at such an establishment. There you go. Lonsdale Street, Melbourne. I saw signs for that. I wondered what it was. It was in the name. What do we want? Do we want the schnitzel or do we want the curry and sausage loaded fries? You're craving junk food because that mess looks good to you? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the schnitzel. Yeah, it was the schnitzel. That kind of looks like my cat vomited. My cat vomited up a hairball the other day and it was really sad because she was really upset. Pulled pork sandwich and chips or chicken dog with pulled pork. This looks good. Oh, not the Wigan kebab again. What is it with these people? Or cheesy garlic bread with pepperoni and marinara sauce. I'm gonna go for the cheesy garlic bread. Ooh, another sad hot dog. Or a strawberry waffle. Strawberry waffle? Oh my goodness. Oh, we got 9 out of 10. Yay! You know what, guys? I don't think I'm going to play Food Guesser tonight. I think I'm going to go to bed because I'm very tired. Oh, my face isn't numb anymore. I think it wore off. I look normal again. Yay! Finally, I have a normal face. Do 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 do. Boop. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm super tired. All right. See you next time. Bye. Show you what? What do you want to see? Bye. I'll not be right back. Any soon. That's the right one.